Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. All right, traders, let's have a look at the markets right now. Now, I want to share two things I want to share with you today in today's update. Firstly, gold to explode to all-time new highs and much more than that. And I really do believe this is the start of an incredible bull market. But first, guys, it's important to understand where we are in the short-term cycle of gold, and we are getting a bit oversold right now in gold. But also, I want to share with you a technique that I was sharing with you guys a couple of days ago, and I want to refresh it when it comes to the stock market and what was giving us the probability of the stock market rolling over right now. And it wasn't trend analysis; it was something else from there. So, one thing I want to share with you is so let's actually start off with gold first. Okay, firstly, if we have a look at this, is the gold chart here. Now, as I said before, gold has had an incredible move up, but it's not ready yet to have a really big move. We're probably likely to see a good pullback. Now, when I say pullback, guys, it's important to understand that the market goes through phases. Okay, the market goes up and then it pulls back, and then it goes up and then it pulls back. Right? Look at this here: up, pull back, up, pull back, up, a little bit of pullback, little pull. You see what I'm saying there? So this is how you can see the market just goes through these gyrations all the time. You know, down, up, down, so on and so forth, right? By the way, isn't that beautiful there? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I've just spent the last 2 hours, guys, analyzing the charts and just going over the charts. My last 19 years, traders, has been... I just geek out about these patterns of the charts. My last 19 years as a trader, and that's what I've been. If you want to learn more, if you do need some free help, then that first thing in the description there, guys, I'm giving away free access to my trading course that goes for hours and hours long, teaching you different things about chart reading, biggest mistakes you're making. I teach you my trading system for free as well too. I literally give it all away for free. That first thing in the description there, guys, you can go get access to that for free. But one of the things I want to share with you today is a few different things. Firstly, bull markets. Okay, bull markets start off with good, strong higher lows, right? So we have these good higher lows. Now that's a good bull market, right? So where we are right now, look at this here. This is gold right now. See that big move up from there? That is gold there right now. Now, what does that mean? That means that gold has had an incredible move up and we're likely to get a pullback. Now, let's say gold doesn't do that. You actually don't want to see that. Right? I know that's going to be euphoria, and some people say, "Oh, John, but I don't want to see a pullback." Well, let's say the reality is we're probably likely to get a bit of a pullback. But it's a pullback, right? It's just what's called a reset. Well, you actually want these resets here, right? Market goes up for a bit and then has a bit of a reset and then goes again. Right? So you actually want these what's called resets in the market. You actually want that. Now, what happens if this market just keeps going straight up like this here, like that? What happens? Then it becomes vertical, and then you start to get really sharp and deep pullbacks. Look at this here. It pretty much went vertical there, and then look at this here. Had a real big pullback, didn't it? So, but as you can see, look at this here. Up nicely, nice little reset. Up nicely, nice little reset. Up. You see what I'm saying there? So when you get these nice, good sort of reset patterns, you tend to get a really good bull market. But when it starts to become really overextended, you start to get very sharp pullbacks as well too. And as you can see, this pullback, this drop in the market was over 20%, right? And that's what tends to happen when you get vertical. So yes, obviously anything's possible in the markets, right? So the thing is that what we want to see is we want to see this market have a pullback. But I honestly believe I honestly believe that we're likely to see a pullback first or we actually need to see the pullback first for a good bull market to start. A bull market is not a straight leg up. Now, the other thing is this, right? The other thing is this. Notice when looking at these charts. Look at my moving average, right? Look at my moving average, and this is a 52 moving average here. And so, for you guys that are, it's like, why the 52? It's like, I just like the 52. Okay, why not the 50, John? It doesn't really matter, does it? It's just, you can use the 60 if you want to. It's okay, right? So people get so tied up. The most important thing is the chart, right? Is the chart itself. So I can take the moving average off, but the moving average gives a bit of a guidance on what's happening, right? So for example, if we have a moving average that looks like this here, right? If we have a moving average that looks like this through here. Let's go to, where's my blue, right? If we have a moving average that looks like that, right? And then the market has a big move up like through here, and then the market starts to pull back, right? If we get that, then guess what? Right? If we get that, and if we get a bit of a pullback, we're probably likely to continue up from there, right? So as you can see, and the reason why I bring this up is a lot of the times people try to trade against, see how the moving average was very strong through here, like going up. Look at here, we got a pullback, but then we got a complete bounce off, didn't we? So if a bit of a trading tip for you guys is that whenever you're trading, if you're trying to trade against a strong moving average, say such as the 52, like through here, right? Trying to go long here was what? Very risky, wasn't it? It wasn't until we started to turn around they started to get much better scenarios and stuff like that, right? So we can see what's going on through there, okay? When it comes down to when it comes to this, so I'm expecting, guys, and you can see the reason why I bring the moving average, because the moving average has been slowly trending down, and we've had a big move up. So I honestly believe that that we're not ready yet, okay? We're just not ready yet. We need a bit of a pullback. Wait for the moving average to flatten out through here a bit, and then we can see this big move up. And if that happens, then we have this triple top up here. Once that breaks, if we can get this pattern here, guys, this is like a bit of a reset before it breaks, then we could probably start to see some really big moves out of the markets. Make sense? Now, on the back of what I've just said there from this perspective here, traders, when it comes down to the moving average and the charts itself, right? So the first things I'm looking at the trend analysis. And again, we've had a very strong move up. This is probably the first leg up in a very good bull market, okay? But we're probably going to get a reset or a good pullback first. And when the market's pulling back, don't be like, oh my goodness, the market's pulling back. It's like, yeah, okay, well, I was actually expecting this. And then the market continues up. But looking at the moving average, if I go down to, say, the actual stock market itself, if you guys remember, if you remember, I did a video a few days ago talking about how we have a strong moving average coming down through here on the Dow Jones, and this is the S&P as well too, right? But and I was saying there's actually strong momentum on the downside, right? If you guys remember that. So this is just one tool, guys, that whenever I'm looking at my moving average. Now, by the way, can you see how I've got my chart here? If I'm looking at a daily chart, but if I'm zoomed in really closely through here, see how I'm zoomed in probably for a couple of months. See how that, yeah, I can see the bars and I can see the moving average, but the moving average it's not really giving me a good strong gauge on what the moving average really is doing. But whenever I zoom my charts out more and I try to get 1, 2, you know, what's that there, 2, possibly even more, like 3 or 4 years, like I'm just squeezing my charts up now. Depending on the size of your screen, right? I'm squeezing. Why am I squeezing my charts up like this? Because I'm like, look at this here. Notice how I'm actually now starting to see, oh, look, the moving average is trending down strongly through here. So therefore the market's likely to continue down. Oh, look, the moving average is flat through here. You see what I'm saying? You can see, oh, the moving average is strong through here, and so on and so forth. So the whole thing is like, and as you can see, it was actually quite strong through here as well too, coming down. So the whole thing about that, right, is just to give us a bit of gauge and a bit of a guidance. If I go down to, that's that there. If I go to the S&P, same sort of thing, right? Look at this here. See how it's actually starting a strong trend down. And we came back up, hit it, and then came back down. And this is one of the things, guys, along with 2 simple things that allowed me to say, okay, we're probably likely to see a sell-off in the market here when it comes to the stock market. The first thing was just looking at the simple analysis. The most important thing for you for trading is just whatever the market is doing right now, what is you just need to go with that. And so all I was doing was saying, okay, the market's making these lower highs, so I have to go with that, no matter what I think, hope or fear, or whoever says what or whatever, right? But then the secondly is that if I'm a trader, I need to believe what the charts are telling me, not the farts or especially myself, right? My opinions. So I need to believe that. And secondly, when I see that, I see the lower highs, and then I see the moving average coming down, I'm like, oh, traders, you know what? We're probably likely to see a strong movement on the downside, or it's probably likely to see a sell-off in the markets. And that's where, like, for the last couple of weeks, I've been like, this is probably just a pullback. We've got, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And for you guys who've been watching me for the last few weeks, you guys know of what I'm talking about there. So there we go, traders. Right now, traders, if you do need some help, that's that second link in the description. I want you to click on that, and you can apply for my 12-month coaching program. I'm actually about to close that down. So if you do want to apply for that, then make sure you click on that second link in the description there. This is where you and me together. And I think this is more important now than ever before, guys, because I know if you don't start to really, really, really get your shit sorted, so to speak, meaning you start to develop a real good solid plan of you becoming a good trader, having a really good trading system that you trade, having a bit of discipline, a bit of patience, a bit of consistency behind you, having a coach behind you to guide you and so on and so forth. Those who are doing the work right now, right? And this is where, like I say to my clients all the time, like it's so important to do the work right now, because the work that you do right now on a continuous basis is that builds momentum, and then the results start to show up 3 to 6 months from now. Makes sense? So the most important, one of the important things is that next year is going to be a really, really, really tough year for a lot of people. And if you don't have your shit sorted, meaning you haven't been doing the work, month after month after month. And when I say doing the work is like getting a good coach, staying focused on one trading system, becoming so good at that, learning the art, learning what to look for, learning the stuff that I'm teaching here right now. And that's where, like, guys, that second link in the description there, I want you to click on that and apply for my coaching, because now more than ever it's so important that you know and you understand this stuff that I'm talking about here, right? Because it's simple analysis. As you can see, there's nothing on my screen apart from a moving average, but it's some of the most powerful things out there you can utilize when trading. This is the reason why what I taught you here, which was trend analysis and looking at the moving average, that's the reason why that's my first 2 rules in my trading system. I must be trading with a trend, and my ideal setup is I'm trading with a strong moving average, and then I have a few other steps in there to make sure that I'm trading, with proper entries and so on and so forth, right? So next year is going to be a really, really, really tough year for everyone, guys. And if you're just guessing and hoping and wishing and all that sort of stuff, you are going to get run over so much. This market doesn't, if you don't really have any rock solid plan. Now, when I say rock solid plan, guys, is that when I go to the markets, I'm always just looking for the same type of setup. It's always looking for a good trend. It's always looking for a strong moving average. It's always looking for the certain rules that I'm always looking for to make sure that I'm actually trading these markets properly. And the same thing for you guys. And if you don't, next year is going to be such a tough year for people, and especially now. On the flip side of what I just said there, if you know what to look for, and if you really know what you are doing and you're prepared, and you've been spending the months developing your eye of knowing what to look for, how to identify it in the charts, building your confidence, doing that sort of stuff, having a coach there just like me, right? Again, that second in the description there, guys, go fill out that. Whenever you do that, then as things are falling to pieces next year, which they're going to, right? It's all going to come next year. We know that. It's all building up to something here right now. Things are just still too rosy. Unemployment's still low. Property's still going up, blah, 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 blah. All that's going to start to change, okay? And even for myself, that's the reason why, like, right now it's a Sunday morning for me, and I'm doing this video on a Sunday morning, because I myself am staying on top of these markets, because when the market does start to roll over really hard, and it may be starting already, there's going to be so many amazing opportunities for you to do really well as this thing has fallen to pieces, because you know what to look for. Makes sense? So if you don't start getting this stuff sorted right now, guys, I promise you that. And if you're just guessing and hoping and wishing and all over the place, you are never going to, in fact, you're going to keep losing money, and you are going to get run over by this train that's about to hit the markets real, real, real soon.